Yo, what's up everybody? We're here, Alliance Way Gear Guide review for 2022. I'm Cole and today we're checking out the Slingshot Highline. So the Highline is entirely a brand new board for Slingshot's line this year, and its main focus is to be a price point value-based cable board. Now, typically I know what you're thinking. You think of a value board, you think of, the board's trash. It's just not gonna be as good. It's not gonna stack up as well as some of the other boards. And I will be honest, it is not, a top tier pro model board. You pay for what you get at the end of the day. But when you are buying this value board, I will say you are getting value with it, right? So you're still getting a flexible board, you're still getting a durable board, and you're still getting a fun board, right? To put it in perspective, this board is, just look at it as like a lower class James Windsor Pro Model board. It's based off the same shape, but it's got a few different things inside of it that make it just a bit different. Starting off with the core, it's just a simple wood core, nothing crazy going on. So it's gonna be durable though and made to last. But I will say that it's not maybe the most flexy board at the same time, but it definitely does have some flex to it. We've also got the classic carbon bedrock inserts just like all the other Slingshot boards, along with the Slingshot Fusion sidewalls along the side of the board. One of the big differences in this board though is the PBT base on this board. It is definitely different than Slingshot's classic Ballistic Base. I will say that this base is a lot harder and a lot more durable because of it. Another thing on the shape is we have a continuous rocker, so that board's gonna stay nice and fast on the water for you, which is always a plus. I mean, if you really look at it, a lot of these things are implemented into all Slingshot's boards. Just there's a few things that bring this board down to give it that value aspect of it. So if you're, a baller on a budget, this might be the option for you. Now let's check out the categories and see where this thing lands. Now the first category we check out with these cable boards is the base. Now we go 1 through 10. 1 meaning it's super sticky, slow, unreliable. 10 means it's fast and a great base, right? So for this board right here, we're gonna land at a 9 on the scale. And with it being a 9, it's because it's a really fast, hard base. So when I say it's a hard base, that means it's gonna be durable, it's gonna last you a long time. Also at the same time, because of that, it's really fast and slick on the rails. Even once you break it in, this board stays fast. You're not gonna need wax. Doesn't matter what obstacle you're hitting, it's gonna be really fast. So that's why this board ends up at a 9. The next thing we check out is flex. And when we do that, 1 is a noodle and 10 is hard as a brick. And this board right here lands at a 6. So with that being said, it's not the flexiest board in the Slingshot line, but it does have some flex to where you can really lean into those nose presses and get something out of it. Another category we look at is the Ollie. In the Ollie, we go 1 through 10 as well. 1 meaning there's no, pop out of the Ollie, and 10 meaning there's so much you can't even handle it, right? And this board right here lands at a 6 for the Ollie. I think that, that the stiffness a little bit in there helps with those snappy Ollies, so you definitely can get some pop out of this thing. The next category we check out is tracking. We go 1 through 10 with this as well. 1 meaning it's super duper loose, and 10 meaning it's locked in. And this board right here lands at a 4 on the scale, and that just means that it's a pretty loose board. We do have a slight channels in the belly, and it's strictly mainly based in the belly, but it's not enough to where you're gonna feel those under you. So overall, it's a very loose, playful board, and that's why it's landed at a 4. The last thing we want to check out is landings. We go 1 through 10 as well with this. 1 meaning it's landing like a bag of bricks, and 10 meaning it's super soft and the ideal landing. And for this board right here, it came in at a 6 on the scale, and that is because it had a pretty good landing overall. For the most part, the landings were pretty soft, but I would say once you started exceeding that, going really big off kickers, I was starting to notice that it kind of did have a bit of a harsh landing. It could be maybe the wood core or just the overall layup of the board, but it just didn't have the forgiveness that maybe some of the other top of the line boards have. So that wraps it up for the Slingshot Highline. Like I said, this board is a value board. So if you're somebody looking, for a brand new cable board on a budget, maybe you're just getting into the cable scene and trying to get all the gear, this is definitely gonna be a great option to start off with. If you guys have any other questions, head over to slingshotsports.com. to get more information and see all the sizes in the line. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything else coming out in the future. I'm Cole, and we'll see you on the next one.